you know, it's quite rare that bands even give press conferences in Israel. Usually they just come and they perform. No press conference.
Ever.
And they avoid
Neither
the
did
issue
Boy
of
George.
politics.
We tried, Maya and I.
But yeah, what he expressed at the press conference was a slap in the face to the BDS. We don't know what his politics are. We don't know how he feels about the Israeli government. Nick Cave pretty much expressed the fact that they're censoring artists. He doesn't like the way that he's been attacked, harassed, slandered for a long time by not only activists, but also Roger Waters. He spoke about the letter he received from Brian Eno, the Coldplay producer, 3 years ago. And Nick Cave said, I don't like lists, and this list stank.
Which is really, I mean, is he coming under fire? Like, do we know if there's been kind of counter punches since he's kind of made such a bold statement?
Absolutely. You just need to read the talkbacks. And on Facebook, also, again, even on different news articles published regarding the concert, a lot of people are very angry. They worked very hard to try to get him to cancel, but they failed. And the show was outstanding. The Prince of Darkness last night was on fire. It was a very deep show. Many people are calling him, you know, the last living singer-poet of this style since the death of Leonard Cohen.
Wow, interesting.
So, I mean, it was a great show. He
sounds a little like Johnny Cash. I was listening to some of his old songs. I don't know if I'm missing the mark, but he's got that very deep voice.
Very deep voice, and yeah, definitely very influenced. He had many, although he's Australian, he has been very much influenced by American blues, Delta blues, also music from the South. So, I mean, definitely he has many influences. I would say the playlist he played was very interesting. He started out with a lot of songs from Skeleton Tree, his latest album. That's what usually musicians do. Then he moved on more to 80s, 90s. He played the song Tupelo, which he also played at the Haifa Seaport Blues Festival, which no longer exists, in 1993. And he ended with Push the Sky, Israelis Got on Stage.
Wow.
Incredible performance.
So, and were you there?
Yes, I was.
You were there. So how did everyone react, you know, overall, knowing, I know not everyone was in the press conference, but once the show happened, were people like, kind of chanting in favor of what he did to kind of combat Roger Waters and BDS?
It was more about the music,
right.
Like I said, despite the statement and everything. And the fans of Nick Cave who went to the show, these are music lovers. They don't care, they couldn't care less about politics, but they don't like the bullying of the BDS.
I mean, this is like the main thing, right? We can agree. Maya goes to every show.
Yeah.
But, you know, it says so much is that, like, it's such a stupid attack, because at the end of the day, why shouldn't Israelis that are not involved in politics enjoy the show? Like, it's just...
Absolutely. I would say even Radiohead got more into a political discussion, explaining more.
Yeah,
he just went, he said, I feel censored. They're censoring artists, and that's why I'm speaking out.
And that's not okay. That's
why I love Israel, and I love Israelis, and that's why I'm here to play.
Good for him.
And he looked great and looked really young, right? Like his hair, he has a lot of hair for his age.
Also at the press conference, he wasn't afraid to answer questions regarding his son's death, his 15-year-old son who died. He fell off a cliff. It is believed that he took too much LSD and it was his first time trying the drug. Some people say it's a suicide. Anyway, big discussion. There's a great documentary he made about himself.
Oh, interesting. So he's really in the news a lot.